This should start recording. All right, here we go. Hello, everyone. Shaolin Spank here, coming at you with the, I guess you should say, post-week update on the fantasy. I'm gonna take a look at some of the sports betting odds for this week. Didn't get the chance to do it for this Sunday. I just wasn't even doing any betting this Sunday. Let's see. Let me get rid of these widgets. Got some widgets on my screen. Okay, here we go. So, start off the fantasy football and basketball teams. One went very well, one did not go very well. So let's see, where's matchup? Matchup. Well, you can just see from my team, I mean, they balled out this week. Team balled out, 171 points. I was playing Brandon. Oh, never mind, it's right here. See, I changed the team name. I can't stop winning. Richard Mixon was getting kind of old. Probably changed back to it. I was kind of did it in anticipation of my game against Keith next week. His team is please God, I need a win because he's a little boo-boo, but he won his matchup this week. So, but play Brendan this week. I mean, he still has 3 players playing, so we'll see. But he's got, let's see, Alvin Kamara against Seattle, Metcalf against New Orleans, and Saints defense. Now, this would slightly scare me, except for the fact he's got Saints defense. I mean, the difference is huge. I did the math. He would need, I don't know, it would be like 30 points from each, like 31 points from each of these guys. Defense is going to get 30 points. And if Metcalf goes off for that many points, the defense probably have negative points. So these two got to score like 42 each around that ballpark. Definitely not happening. I got the dub this week. Team balled. Let's see. Aaron Rodgers put up just steady work, easy money for him. Mixon did not do as well as I hoped, but hey, that's fine. I expected it to be. I'm honestly surprised even because it was kind of a game where they should have been running. They were passing a little bit more. Their short passing game was working strong for the Bengals this week. Swift. Oh man, that was great. Because I'll tell you what, at this point in the week, still up in the air whether I was going to win or not. DeAndre Swift, within 3 minutes of the game starting, had 15.5 points. Nope, no, it was over. Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, obviously the Chiefs got just absolutely throttled. I mean, oh my gosh, they got some problems this season. I will say though, 12.7 points and 13.5 points for a 3-27 ball game still is not bad. Tyreek Hill got some rushing yards, and then I think they both had like 5 receptions at least. Debo was nice last night. Looking a little, I mean, I had the game in the bag at this point anyways. But he got that, what was it, like a 68-yard touchdown? That just sealed the deal right there. This is my shining star this week, Jamar Chase. This boy, I remember I drafted him, and I was with the boys when we drafted. I remember they said, "Ooh man, he's dropping some passes," and I was like, "Man, don't." Preseason ain't nothing. Preseason ain't nothing. And him and Burrow are lighting up the league. Buccaneers defense, I drafted them just because I thought they were going to be way better than they are. I've held on to them because they have good matchups. Happened to play Chicago this week. You know how that goes, 38-3, 18 points. Prater, just had to pick him up because my boy Tyler Bass, I don't know if it's Bass or Bass, but Tyler Bass had a bye. He's #1 kicker. So, but considering that I had 3 starters on a bye week, and I mean, Justin Jefferson. Gosh, what am I gonna do? I have to choose between Tyreek Hill, Debo, Justin Jefferson, and Jamar Chase every week. Like, I just don't. They don't be working. It's just so deep, and then Mixon and Swift. Like, oh my gosh. I mean, my team is just so deep. And then David Montgomery's on the IR when that man comes back. I mean, he was doing absolutely solid work. Definitely starter where they probably would be between him and Mixon based on matchups. But so yeah, I think I got this one in the bag. Great week. Let's see. Can I go to trying to see schedule? All right. Preview for the next rest of the season because I think it's gonna be an absolute destruction, Godzilla style. All right. So let's see. Week. Wait, hold up. Okay, here we go. I play Noah next week. which, okay, just little difficulty index here. There's kind of like 3 tiers of teams in our league, I would say. There is the Keith and Noah tier at the bottom. Teams are absolute garbity garb. Um, in the middle, I'd say he's teetering between the two. We got my boy Sessi Baca. His team, it's I don't know, it was doing real good to start off, and it's not bad, not by any means. He's definitely he can win on. Obviously, it's fantasy; anyone can win on any given week, but him more so than Keith or Noah. He could win on any given week, definitely. And then at the top, Brendan and Nathaniel. Their teams are scary good. Like I think Brendan's the second best team in the league. This was a bad match, but I was actually scared going into the week. He's got a great team. But so of my next 7 weeks, the last 7 weeks of the regular season, I play Noah or Keith 4 of those times. And then let's see, I played Nathaniel once. I gave him the absolute throttle on last time we played. Let's see, Nathaniel. Yeah, I play Nathaniel and Brendan, and let's see, Keith. Did I play Either way, I played Cordell once. All right. Either way, we're going to be going in strong. League does have standings. Let's see. I don't know. Standings. Here we go. Let's look at the playoff. What's it called? Playoff percent chance. Let's see. Slow computer. All right. Season stats, ranking, most points for. Points against is obviously luck. I have the least, so there's definitely been a degree of luck in my wins. But even then, I mean, if you look at my schedule, I've just been, I picked up 2 straight losses off the bat, and ever since then I've been scoring 140 plus each week. Not even with ease. Let's see. In true Keith fashion, this man, he's a snake when it comes to fantasy. He's always out here. Cabela's Stay Warm and Stylish song with Columbia. I think not. Overpriced as heck. Anyways, this man's always trying to snake some moves or do something shady. You can never trust this man. Never trust him. If he sends you a trade, turn it down. No big waiver wire pickups for this week, I think. I'm probably going to try to get a defense, but that's about it. Pending moves. 6 of 6 this week. Yeah, I just crush everyone. Trade I sent to Keith. Now, I think this is a very good trade. Right here I'm getting Michael Thomas. To be fair, Michael Thomas is definitely the best player out of these 3. Michael Thomas is also injured, and he's multiple weeks away from coming back. They're saying, I don't think Keith's going to be in the standing enough to even get the chance to use him, really. Like, he might get him back the last week of the season. It'd be a waste to have Michael Thomas sitting on that loser's bracket come playoff time. Odell, now this is assuming Odell gets traded. There's a lot of noise about it. When that man goes, I mean, they're saying Packers. Oh my gosh, that man is filthy. Odell is still a weapon, just not with Baker. And then Devontae Booker, until Saquon's still a couple weeks from coming back too. So Devontae, I was looking at his running backs. He's starting. Who did he start? He started Carolina's backup. He's got Cook, but Cook was on the bye. Even then, I think Devontae Booker's his best flex play right now. So, Keith, if you're watching this, that's my explanation for the trade. Hopefully you go through with it. But I think I'll be able to hold out long enough without Odell and Devontae. Because like I said, my team is just so loaded at that position to even be able to, I'm really not even considering trades. Because to be able to upgrade my team, it just wouldn't be, I hate to sound like cocky, but I just hands down have the best team in my fantasy league. Debo and Jamar Chase kind of put it over the top. And Swift has just been balling unlike no other. Let's see. Let's go to my basketball team because fantasy basketball, gonna pop up. Yeah, fantasy basketball was not too good this week. I didn't expect it to be great. Fantasy basketball. There we go. Fantasy basketball. My teams. Oops. Whole lot of dogs. I need to change the name of it. It was Braunwick, but had Marcus Smart, and I was looking at it. My team's got a bunch of dogs on it. Bam Adebayo, Kyle Lowry. I had Marcus Smart, Tyler Hero's a dog. Miles Turner, I like to put the dogs in tiers. Kyle Lowry, tier one dog. Marcus Smart, tier one dog. Adebayo, I'm giving him a solid tier two, lower end of tier two. Hero's top end tier three if he was better. If he keeps balling this season, I'll put him in tier two. He just got to be a certain level of skill to go in that second tier. Draymond Green's a tier one dog. Jonathan Isaac is a dog when he plays. Let's see though. Last matchup. Yeah, it did not go well. Got a little beat down from the boy Nathaniel. Paid me back for the smackdown I gave him in football last week though. So, yeah, I'm still not entirely sure on how the basketball team's gonna go. I had a bad week, and I mean, I can just notice by my team's box scores that my team was not playing very well at all. I feel like Kyle Lowry. I mean, he only played one game, so I had Kyle Lowry out for injury. I can look at the total stats of the week. Okay, let's look at because I can. Okay, this is actually really helpful. Jordan Clarkson, he was a pickup. He's gone now. I dropped. I've been shifting around on the waiver wire. Tyler Hero, this man's going to be big for me this season. I just know. I can tell. He's coming into his own. LeBron James has been pretty good. The big surprise for him in 3 games, 14 three-pointers. And he's been shooting them well. I think he's at if he's not at 40, he's at 38% clip. I mean, let's see. Who else? Miles Turner had that. I mean, besides that one crazy game, he didn't really do outstanding, but made some three-pointers, and let's see, steals and blocks. I do steals and blocks. That was the thing I was talking about going into steals and blocks. We get 9 blocks. That's most of my team. Yeah, suffering on blocks a little more than I thought. I didn't, got none from Draymond this week. Did not expect that. Also, did not get many from, what's his face? Towns. Although Towns only played 2 games, though, so fair enough. Yeah, steals, though, I was DeJounte Murray 7. I mean, jeez. Fred VanVleet 6. Yeah, Fred VanVleet crapped the bed, though. Let's check shooting percentages. Marcus Smart had to drop that boy. Just I needed to get Evan Fournier because I am buying into him this week. Or not this week, this season. Every season of fantasy basketball, I picked up Evan Fournier and done the whole, oh, this is year. He's taking that extra step. He's going to be that lights out three-point shooter they need, and he never does it. But 4th year in a row that he's going to save me. So yeah, I just didn't, it's kind of hard to check to see how I performed amongst everyone else. Free throw, I did terrible. Field goal, I did pretty bad. Steals, I believe, if I didn't lead the league, I was number 2. Blocks, I wasn't too low, but it was Three-pointers made wasn't bad, but there's some people who had some really hot games this week. But this week I am playing Nick. Let's see. Which again, I don't know how tough these teams are. Cruz. Take a look at his team and see if I think it's better than mine, which I probably think it is. Well, I do benefit from the fact that Klay Thompson's out. And I also benefit from the fact that he must not seem to know what the IR is, so he can't fill that spot. I'm not going to tell him that. So, let's see. Yeah, his team's top to bottom better than mine. Oh my gosh. He just has the best available. I think I just did too much thinking when I was drafting. Should have just taken the best available player at some points. Who the frick cares about, a little bit higher steals John Morant, bro. He's John Morant. I don't know. It's wild. Let's see. They're predicting CJ McCollum's going to have 6 three-pointers made against the... What? Oh, wait, these are his... For the season... Oh, these are... Okay, never mind. These are his current season stats. Okay, yeah, he's balling to start the season. Yeah, his team's just playing better than mine. I can't... And his team is just better than mine in general. I mean, okay, he's got Joel Embiid. I got Cat. That's equal. but Cat was also my first pick. Cat's better than Joel Embiid. James Harden is shit in the bed, luckily. But where did he get John Morant? Was it? Damn. I remember I saw him picked, and I actually didn't even see that John Morant was available. Extremely surprised because, I mean, do people not think he's going to take that step? I thought that was just kind of a given. Also, if you can't tell, I am pretty sick. Sipping on a medicine bomb from Starbucks. Got that Lodge, the venti honey citrus mint tea. Technical term for it, the baristas call it. I just got a little bit of tea bag in my mouth. Sounds bad. I do not have balls in my mouth. You guys know what tea bag is. Let's see. And then, so fantasy's looking nice this week. We'll see about basketball. Football, gonna destroy. I can't wait to be the fantasy football champion for the second year in a row. I am just freaking too good for these boys. Too good. Too good. Oh, fuck. Hit the mic. Whoopsies. Yeah, I'm too good for these boys. All right. So let's look at some of these bets for this week. Just get a little early preview. I'll give my official what I'm doing and my explanations behind it. But first, from what I understand, talking to a lot of my friends, they don't really completely understand sports betting. So give it a little bit of a breakdown right now for the audience. We got three types of bets usually when it comes to games. We have spread, win, which people just call money line usually, and then the total, which is the over/under. So this is just your betting on which team's going to win. Pretty simple stuff. Saints win, you get money. If you bet on the Saints, vice versa. You know how that is. Spread. So spread comes from so for example, let's go to Jets versus Bengals. There is no reason to bet on the Jets to win this because you're crazy if you think the Jets are going to win. You're just losing money unless you're like a Jets fan and you'd win a lot of money if it happened, but the chances are so low that it wouldn't even matter. Like you shouldn't bet on them. It'd just be stupid. Or you can bet on the Bengals because they got really good odds. And I'll go over odds after this. I honestly probably should have went over odds first now that I'm getting into this, but I already started, so let's follow with me, all right, guys. Bengals have such good odds to win that if you put money on the Bengals, you would get so little money back that there is that little bit of risk. Oh geez, to win $20, I'd have to bet $500. But what if the Jets somehow win? The reward is so low that even the tiny amount of risk isn't worth it. So with spread, what they do is they say, all right, on a normal day, looking at both their teams and how they're going right now, we expect the Bengals to win by 10. They say like that. In an equal world, little point handicap, they win by 10. So what this minus is, if it's a minus, that means they're the favorite. So at the end of the game, it'll take 10 away from the Bengals score and add 10 to the Jets score. And whoever wins after that cashes the bet. So the Jets, as long as they don't lose by over 10, or if they win, so if they win or lose by less than 10, you get money. Bengals, they have to win by over 10, so if they won by 10, since this is, let's see, minus 10, so if they won by 10, you wouldn't get any money, but you wouldn't lose any money either. Usually they have these little half marks, so it's 3.5. So if the Packers won by, or if they lost by 3, holy crap, the Packers are plus 3.5 against the Cardinals. All right, we are going to get into that in a little bit. But so since the Packers are plus 3.5, if they won by 3 or if they lost by 3, you would still win since they give you that half point. Pretty much just makes it so you can't get a tie or where you just get your money back type deal. And so the reason they do this, is to make the odds somewhat similar. So and then over under, that's just your betting on what the total score will be. Will the Saints game be over 41.5 or under 41.5? Simple stuff. Going into odds real fast. So if it's a minus, that means, so for example, let's take, since the odds are, we'll just do this one, whatever. So for the 200, since it's minus 200, that means to win $100, you would have to bet $200. So a $100 bet would only win you $50. You're winning half of what you put in, so to say. And then this plus means that if you bet $100, that's how much you would win. So for this one, $100 bet would win $50. For this one, a $100 bet would win $170. And it's just like simple, and I meant to say not simple math sometimes because you look at the odds and it's like, all right, that's some good return. Then you type it in and it's like, all right, that just ain't it. So let's see. That's what the spread's for, just to kind of give teams. Like you'll notice that all the odds there is a slight favorite, and that's just to ramp up the betting and kind of move the amount of people that bet for each one. But for the most part, it's generally the exact same amount. Like, oh yeah, I'll just quick example just to make sure that we all got it. Let's place a bet on each of these teams. So minus 461. I bet $100, only win $21. See, that's like hard math. Minus 461, I can't do that. Got to type it out. Jets, $100, win $340. So let's go over what's popping tonight. Start with Monday Night Football. Don't think I'll bet on it because I've yet to win a single Monday Night Football bet. But I would say if I didn't have the Monday Night Football curse, I'd 100% be going, not 100%, 60% going Saints -4. Geno Smith starting at quarterback for the Seahawks. He's not good. He can win games against bad teams. Saints are not a bad team. They're also the worst run defense in the entire league. Saints have Alvin Kamara, who's I like to believe he's a top 3, might be number 4, but I think when all is going well for him, he's a top 3 running back in the league. But all should be going great for him tonight. He should explode. Which is also part of the reason I'm a little bit scared about Brendan tonight. Still not sweating. But -4. Now, the tricky part with the Saints is, though, they've had a couple of terrible games. They lost against the Giants? Like, what? They got creamed by someone else, too. I'm forgetting who. But then they also beat the Packers 38-3, so... Or was it 28? I'm not sure. Either way, they absolutely destroyed the Packers at home. And I think Saints are... Ooh, I don't know. I don't know if home team's top or bottom. Let's look at this. At Seahawks. Okay, so never mind. That makes sense where the spread would be -4. That is a little. I would not bet on this then. Since it's at Seattle. If it was at New Orleans, 100% be 100%, like you said. 60% going New Orleans Saints -4. Packers Cardinals. Wait, what? Okay, this is week 8. Yeah, Packers Cardinals. I'm biased when I say this because I'm a huge Aaron Rodgers fan. I believe this man just can't lose. This man is, I think I can't lose. He loses quite often in the playoffs, but I think that's his team's fault. Also the fault of one man named Thomas Edwards, Patrick Brady III. I only know his full name because of Skip Bayless. But I think against the Cardinals, I mean, when it's time to put the money on the table, I will always go with Aaron Rodgers. I would hammer this. I'm not going to say it's a lock because it probably isn't a lock, but I would absolutely hammer this, and I am going to this week. Because if any time Aaron Rodgers isn't the favorite, unless it's against Tom Brady, I'm going to hammer it. Panthers Falcons, not touching that. I'm not usually too well versed on, like, when a team's bad, I'm not paying attention to them as much. Also, I don't have any fantasy players from these teams, so I'm also like, when it comes to fantasy, I'm keyed in on my players. But I don't have anyone from these teams, so I'm not exactly sure about the spread. Bengals Jets, I don't like to touch spreads that big. That's just a trap waiting to happen. Everyone's going to be, although the odds are better for the Jets, which makes me think everyone's going Bengals -10, but I mean, who knows? I don't want to touch either of these two games. They're not. The risk ain't worth it. There's better options. Whoa, geez. Now this is going to be a blowout. Rams Texans. But do I want to go? No, I'm not going to. But let's just, for the fun of it, -1200. What would a $100 bet win me? 833. Like, does anybody want to chance $100 for a chance at winning 833? I need to get rid of this one. I'm just gonna put in all the bets right now that I think I'm gonna make. I'm not gonna make them on. Oh, fuck that up. I'm not gonna make them on air this video because I've got transfer funds over and I haven't decided on a budget for this week for betting. So we're just gonna sit back, but I will put them in just so I know what I'm gonna go do. This one, Rams Texans, huge spread. They probably will cover it. The Rams, I don't expect them not to. I think they're the best. I think they're better than the Cardinals. I think that the Rams just had a bad week against the Cardinals. I think the Rams, especially when their defense plays up to its potential, they're definitely a little weak this season, but they have Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey. Like, the best lineman and the best defensive back in the league. How bad can your defense truly be? Dolphins, Bills, 13.5. This is a week of huge underdogs, which means a week I'm not taking any of them. Let's see. Eagles, Lions. This is one I would have to think about. Oh, hold up. The disrespect. I gotta skip over these two just for 1 second. The absolute dude. 49ers -3.5 against the Bears. The same Bears that got okay, listen. I know that the 49ers aren't great. I'm a huge 49ers fan, so I'm a little biased here. Notice my only two bets are for teams that I'm a little biased towards. But I also know way more about these two teams and how they operate. 49ers lost to the Colts last night. The Colts are good this season. The Colts right now are playing like how I thought they were going to play. I'd lost like $40 first day of the season because I put Colts -3.5 against the Seahawks. I thought the Colts were I thought Carson Wentz was going to resurge instantaneously. Didn't happen, but now it's happening. I mean, he's playing great. Like in the rain last night, passed for over 200 yards, over 60% completion. I mean, jeez. And that one interception he threw wasn't even ruled an interception. I don't really know what they ruled it, but yeah, -3.5 against the Bears is disrespectful. The Bears just got beat by 28. Or no, it was even more. 32? I'm not sure. Back up here, though. Eagles, Detroit. If there was a game that Detroit could win, it would be that one. For sure, 100%. They have came so close this season. I feel so bad for them. And I fear that their head coach, Dan Campbell, is going to be on the hot seat. But anyone who's seen his press conferences, this man loves his team. This man will go down with the ship. He's the what do you call it? The not orchestrator? I don't know. What do you call it? Like what Beethoven did? The person who waves the stick around. He's the person who waves the stick around for those dudes in the Titanic that played music while the ship sunk. This man is the leader of this franchise. But Eagles are also a mixed bag because Jalen Hurts is primed to pop off at any time. So that might, I don't know. It's a little. I'm thinking the -3 is better, but they're definitely, with that -120 to the even, they're definitely trying to get people to go Lions. So I think Eagles is a safe money here. Oh, didn't mean to. But I'm not going to bet on it. So, but if I was going to, Eagles. Steelers, Browns. Oh, the spread changed to +4 for the Packers. Oh my gosh, they are selling this dude Aaron Rodgers short. Pittsburgh, Steelers, Cleveland Browns. I'm not sure if Baker's going to be back, and I'm not sure if I'd probably go Steelers. Honestly, I think Steelers will win this one. Like, I have to see what the injury report is for the Browns because the Browns are trashed. I think I strongly consider this one. Steelers coming off a bye week. They're at Browns. They got to deal with the dog pound, but I don't know. I think that Steelers can definitely cover 3.5 even if they don't win. Coming off a bye against an absolutely demolished Browns team. Baker Mayfield has a freaking fractured shoulder. Like, come on. Let's see. Titans, Colts. That's way too. When the spread is that close, I usually, unless it's like an occasion, like a month, unless I'm like going out to the bar, hanging out with some friends on Monday or Sunday or whatever, I usually don't go spreads that close. It could go either way. Maybe I'd put I don't know. I'm not going to do this because these AFC South battle, Colt, I would go with the Titans. I think they're the favorites. But the Colts are also at home, and it's an AFC South matchup like this. I think that this will tie the division maybe, and if not, I don't know. It's just too. It ain't it. Jaguars Seahawks. They got the Seahawks -3.5 against the Jaguars. I'd say that's disrespectful, but I'm not sure if it is because, well, I'm not. I'll have to see how Geno Smith performs this week. That who knows? Geno might pop off, and it might change my whole opinion on them. Let's see, Patriots Chargers +5.5. The Patriots are also a tricky team to bet on because you got drop my vaporizer. Yeah, vape. I know everyone right now is thinking about it. I vape, yeah. Anyways, although most people who know me know that I do, sadly. Not sad that they know, but sad that I do it. Okay, Patriots and Chargers. Patriots are hard to game plan for because Bill Belichick, you can always rely on him to construct a flawless game plan. Take away whatever you like to do most, and he'll say beat you with your second option. But it doesn't always work. Sometimes he just does some games you would think that Bill Belichick is just the worst coach. Not usually, but some games. In other games you would think that he's just a mastermind. Defensively, he's usually a mastermind. Sometimes teams will beat you with their second option, which is, that's whatever. That's his game plan. Let you beat me with what you don't do best. But gosh, their offense is abysmal. I know they just scored 54, but it was against the Jets. And the Chargers are also, Patriots are also heavy against them. 5.5. That's pretty. I don't know. I could see it happening. I'm not going to say it will though. Bucks Saints. Bucks 4.5. You can't see my hand right now, but lock. Calling it right now. It's at home, but Tampa Tom is on a roll. This man is just a beast. I'll tell you what. When Tom Brady was on the Patriots, I hated this man's guts. Oh my God, the worst guy ever. Literally my least favorite athlete of all time. I may say that was the case. He just won too much. He ruined the NFL. He truly did. And he was all business. He's this tall, lanky, white dad, not exciting at all to watch. Bill Belichick just makes me want to freaking throw up every time I look at him. Plays for the Patriots, who are such an uninteresting team. They got okay, cool, they're the Patriots. They got white, red, and blue, but they're also New England. What? They never have at least when I know they used to have Randy Moss and stuff, but when I watched, he was doing things with Danny Amendola and what's that other guy's name? Danny Amendola. I'm trying to think of what's the guy's name who made the crazy catch in the Super Bowl? He's Julian Edelman. I watched him just do great things with terrible players. Not terrible, but all right players. And it was just so boring, and he's kept winning, and it sucked. This Tampa Tom is a freaking baller, man. He's having fun out there. He's showing some real emotion. He's not chained up to Belichick anymore. You saw him at the Super Bowl parade, just lit to all hell, throwing the freaking Lombardi trophy. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what they would do if they dropped in Tampa Bay. If that thing fell in the water, obviously they'd dive in and get it. But it's not the same anymore. That ain't the Lombardi trophy. But this guy, Tom, he don't care. He got the arm for it. He's the greatest quarterback of all time. Not going to say the best because I think prime Aaron Rodgers still is vastly superior. I think prime Peyton Manning is even superior to Tom Brady. But you cannot argue with the results, I will say. It's just at this point in a sport like football, he's 44 years old having an MVP season. He's out here just freaking... saw a kid the game just yesterday who had a Tom Brady help me beat brain cancer hat. Tom Brady came over there, gave him his game hat, and I don't know if Tom Brady gave him the gloves, but it was looking like he was wearing some football gloves. Either way, this man Tom can't be stopped. Amazing guy. One of my favorite football players now. He's definitely among quarterbacks. He's a top 5 favorite quarterback of mine right now. And he slings that thing like no other. Did I press Tampa Bay Buccaneers? I did. I'm at 4 bets. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't like to place 4. I'm a 3 bet kind of guy. Usually like not too heavy. I find that best to go clear and concise and do your research. And these bets are going to change, I guarantee it. I'm going to actually do some research and I'm going to watch some people I like to watch on YouTube. I don't have their channels available right now. I'll link them in the next video though. Because I don't know. There's a guy I watched last week who had some just great insights and like he like really broke it down and I liked him a lot. He hasn't uploaded a video for this week yet and I couldn't find his channel earlier, but when I find it, I'll have to link it in the preview video I'll do for this week. Let's see. Yeah, so I did that. Bronx. The New York Bronx, kid. Broncos versus football team. I don't know. I don't pay attention to that. Broncos were good. Now they're not. That's all I know. I don't even know if Melvin Gordon was doing good. I don't know if he's still doing good. Football team, I don't even know how Heineke's doing. All I saw this season was that dive and catch. These teams they're just a boy to me. Cowboys, Vikings. Vikings are another team that are susceptible to show up on any given week, and they could honestly, like, if the Vikings showed up and beat the Buccaneers, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I would be surprised, but I'd be like, yeah, they're capable. I mean, they have a great team top to bottom. Most of the members of their defense from 2018 are still there. 2018, 2017, when they were pretty much the freaking Purple People Eaters 2.0. For those of you all don't know, that's what they called the Vikings. Crazy defense back in the old days. I just know most of my viewers probably aren't crazy football fans. Like, they know about football, but they don't know all that stuff, so I'm just trying to fill it in, you know? Learn to spit a little bit of knowledge. I'm probably not going to bet on this because I like all these ones more, and I already got my bets for the week, but probably take Cowboys minus 2.5. I mean, they're just so good, and they're coming off a bye. That's about it. Dude, this is a trap. This is a trap. I'll tell you what. I'm not going to bet on this because I don't like. When I consider they're obviously, like, it's a setup. It's a setup. They do this every week. They give these ridiculous spreads for the Chiefs. Because people are like, oh, the Chiefs. Because, you know, people are still like, oh, the Chiefs are the Chiefs. The Chiefs are the Chiefs. The Chiefs are the Chiefs. And yes, if I was forced to bet on this game, I would probably take Chiefs. Because even though the Chiefs are kind of sucking right now, it's the Giants. And I also think that last game was just an anomaly. Like, obviously, their defense sucks, so the Titans putting up 34 on them wasn't an anomaly. Obviously, their offense hasn't always been what it's used to be. But 3 points? No team's offense outside of the Jets, the Giants, even the Giants have a somewhat explosive offense. If the Giants only scored 3 points, I'd be, yeah, no, that's not happening. Again, I think the Chiefs could easily keep pace with the Giants. Yeah, like, I mean, I say that like they have to keep pace with them, but they really don't. I think the Chiefs should be able to cover this hands down. But it's also possible the Giants could come out and Daniel Jones could have a crazy game because Daniel Jones, when you give that man time to throw, which the Chiefs will do because they have absolutely no pass rush, that man's Danny Dimes. He's lights out. Daniel Beckham Jr. for those of y'all who saw his catch yesterday. Sheesh. Thought they traded Odell. But I'm not forced to bet on this game, so I'm not going to bet on it because you never know. I ain't going to touch it. But if I was forced to touch it, I'd be probably going Chiefs. I don't really like to do over-under betting because then you got to factor in game day weather and also like inactives and I mean, obviously players being out and affects the actual outcome of a game, of course, but I think even more so the scoring because it changes, I think, the dynamic of the game more than it changes the outcome, I would say. Like a play like Saquon being out, like, will completely change Giants offense. The Giants are going to be running and gunning more. Like Nick Chubb being out completely changes the Browns offense. Jarvis Landry and Odell being out completely changes the Browns offense. So just going over see how the spreads changed. Odds have increased. So also just one little thing like in like gambling theory. What the casino's gonna do usually when they're forming these spreads and these bet and like the odds and it changes and stuff, they're trying to keep the bets as close to 50-50 for each team as possible. Because when you see all of the spreads, I'm pointing with my fingers like you guys can see them, but all the spreads are like minus odds, so you're not going to get quite as much out as you would get in no matter who won. So the theory behind it is, they keep the bets as close to 50-50 as possible, ideally like just about 50-50. The theory is they'll have enough to pay back the people that bet. They'll have enough to pay them back, and then some more, since they're keeping some of the money. I don't know if that makes sense. Probably not saying it right. It's confusing. But they'll have enough money to pay those people back, and then they'll have a little bit more since the odds were not right, because they're keeping a little bit more of the people's money who lost. So when you see this spread change to +4 and the odds increased, like odds increasing and the spread increasing, that's like, please, please, please pick me. That's literally two things that changed in favor of this bet, which usually would not happen. I mean, let me check my phone real fast. I don't see any injury reports for the Packers. Ooh, Keith sent me back some sort of trade. All right. Well, we'll see. Yeah, I'm not, I see no new injury report for the Packers. Nothing's happening. Damn, if I had more of like my car just broke down today. I don't know how much I'm gonna have to pay to get it fixed. So I don't want to or else I'd put money down immediately on this because these odds are insane. +4, -105 on the Packers. This is Aaron freaking Rodgers. To quote my man Stephen A. Smith, he's a bad man. Did that terribly, but I also got a cold. So also just a little update on the channel. So I've been trying everything. I'm just limited too much by my equipment. I do have the money, but I'm saving up money. And honestly, I might even be getting a new car now. Like what happened to my car isn't too bad, but I'm just getting that. I have a BMW. I'm getting that buggy BMW feeling because overall my BMW has been pretty reliable as far as BMWs go. I got one of the E46s, straight 6 engine, most reliable engine BMW's ever built. Those ones have the least amount of problems. All the ones that have problems are usually ones that people customize because people love to modify the E46s. They're pretty baller. Said that kind of stupid, didn't mean to. But if I had to pick a lock of the week based off this, a lock of the week, I don't want to give it a lock of the week until I've done more research, but based off early lock of the week, I don't know, it's between these two. I mean, -3.5. I'm gonna go with Packers. I think the Packers are gonna win outright. I might even place a money line. I might place both. I might place a Packers money line and a point spread. Because then I don't know. We'll think about it. I want to get a camera soon too. Wait, hold up. I'm all freaking confused. I said something and all right, hold up. What I was saying earlier, yeah, limited by my equipment. The car thing, I don't want to forget about this. I want to try to get a webcam or something going up right here though, so you guys can at least see my face. Could have put a cool background. I'm sitting in the front row of the Lakers game maybe. I don't know, but ideally I'll have a camera. I also have my camcorder. I plan on using that for some videos coming up, but right now I think what works best is just these screen recordings because I can just really illustrate. I don't have the editing software to create graphics right now really, so it's just easiest for me to, one-to-one, you guys see what I'm seeing directly the way it is. And on that note, boys, bets of the week, fantasy team killing it, at least one of them, the important one's killing it. On that note, Shallon Spanky is signing out.